Good morning. I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Saturday, February 23rd. Meteorologist Kelly McShane starts us off with our severe weather alert day coverage. Kelly?
Taylor, it is already a very soggy start to the day. You can see that already on Pinpoint Doppler. Chances are, if you're in eastern Kentucky, you are seeing rainfall this morning. Check out those pockets of yellow and orange. That's where we're seeing that heavier rain fall this morning. Plenty of flood warnings along those rivers in eastern Kentucky, so definitely continuing to monitor that throughout the morning. Here are a couple flood watches. Now, these are for our Tennessee counties, Virginia counties, and West Virginia counties, and also Lawrence County. So those are in through tomorrow morning as well. This flash flood watch, that is in effect through Sunday morning as well. So today we are expecting some very heavy rainfall throughout the mountains. Travel forecast, if you do not have to be out on the roads, I would highly suggest just staying home today because that rain will be heavy at times, creating plenty of hazards on the road. For your afternoon, a lot of us could catch a break from the rain, so it won't be raining. However, that does not mean those threats are over. So for our Twitter topics for today, we are still tracking that flooding potential. We are going to be seeing heavy bands of rain, and we even have storms possible as we head into tonight. And I'll have all that and more coming up at 7:12. Taylor.
Thank you, Kelly. And now to breaking news this morning. Police are investigating a death in Knox County. They say it happened late last night in the Walker community. Police identified the man who was found dead as 55-year-old Charles C. Davidson. The Knox County coroner pronounced him dead at Barberville ARH. An autopsy is scheduled to determine the cause of death. For now, this is all we know. We will continue to update you on this story. And officials in multiple counties across the mountains have already declared state of emergencies because of the bad weather. Many of those issues being from rock slides, mudslides, or breaks in the roadways. Not only has Letcher County made the declaration, officials in the city of Whitesburg are following suit. WYMT's Justin Case went to the city to find out why.
Judge Executive Terry Adams says his road crews are responding to slides almost daily, sometimes in the middle of the night.
We've got several incidents going on right now. One major slide in Ulvey we've got pretty much repaired as of now. We've got several other slides that we're currently going to be working on.
As City Manager Chris Connell was driving around with the street department supervisor, he says they noticed something different about this rock wall along Main Street.
I would have never noticed it, but he noticed it, and you know, we can thank him for maybe saving somebody's life, because if it fell on a car, it could be deadly.
It's bulging, and it has Main Street closed in both directions.
We've got 5 different active slides, and that's what we were out surveying, those slides, and he told me about this.
These are pictures of other slides inside city limits. This is why city officials declared their own state of emergency separate from the one declared by the county, and the effects of this slide might be felt for weeks.
They said it could be up to 2 weeks, you know, but if it went ahead and fell over, probably could be sooner than that, but they're going to have to bring equipment in here to pull the piece of rock off of the cliff.
As rain continues drenching the mountains, Cottle's advice is to be patient and alert.
Please be careful. All this water in the roads and mudslides and stuff, people just really need to take their time and be cautious and just be aware.
Preparing for more problems on our roadways.
City officials recommend using the ramp to the bypass when driving in or out of Whitesburg in the meantime. And crews had just finished cleaning up a mudslide at another spot along 451 in the Christopher community of Perry County when a new spot gave way. Officials with the State Highway Department said around 12 Thursday night they got a call that another slide had happened about 200 yards from where they had just finished cleaning up the first one. Crews have since been working to clear the road again. We are told the road is now cleared. And Hazard Police set up a command post in the old Magic Mart parking lot because even though that slide was cleaned up yesterday, the threat remains for more. So if another slide block hits the road and the Dipsy Doodle curve floods, Hazard Police will have a way to help folks in the Lothair quickly. And just as an incredible sight yesterday in Pikeville. This was downtown just across the road from KFC. If these rocks had fallen during the day, it could have been so much worse. WYMT's Connor James shows us the destructive nature of the slide.
The collapse rained rocks and trees onto South Mayo.
Thank goodness no one was hurt, because that is just awful.
Boulders came mere feet from this auto business. Many from the community came to check out the close call.
They came really close to losing that building. Look at that tree. It went right through the middle of it.
Luckily, only this pine tree did any major damage.
Luckily, this happened in the middle of the night. It could have been a totally different story if this had been during the day.
Absolutely. Thank God, no one was around when this happened.
Officials say it could have been so much worse if the slide would have happened at any other time.
We had no injuries, which was truly a blessing. Had this been at 2 o'clock in the day, it could have been really bad.
Several cars lay beneath. These 2 Pikeville Medical Center cars crushed under the weight of chunks of the mountainside.
We did have one completely destroyed, and we had several vehicles damaged.
But those cars?
No cars right there that were occupied, so, thank God for that.
Can be replaced. In Pike County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
We do not know when the slide will be cleared, and crews say they are dealing with multiple other slides across the county. This slide is not impacting any traffic, and the auto business that was actually hit is still open. And the water level will continue to rise at Lake Cumberland. It is currently at 748.4 feet. Officials say the water reached nearly 750 feet yesterday. They opened all 10 spillway gates to handle the massive volume of water. The record we've been talking about all week is 751 feet, set in 1984. And the Cumberland River is projected to crest at 30 feet in Williamsburg, just a couple feet shy of major flood stage, which is 32 feet. While many in Whitley County have learned to work around flooding, this time is different than most. People who have lived along the river for decades say rarely have they seen it this high. Emergency management officials told us they are also watching several areas for the threat of mudslides as heavy rain picks up. And Friday morning, Letcher County Jail officials say Jeffrey Williams turned himself in. Williams was wanted on charges of stealing thousands of dollars from local veterans. From the arrest warrant, we learned Williams is accused of writing checks out of a VFW account to himself or others without permission. Arrest documents show the value of those forged checks is more than $21,000. Local veterans say these charges are hard to understand.
I just can't see somebody doing something like that. I'd rather give a man $1 than cheat him out of it. That's for sure.
Williams is also accused of charging almost $5,000 to a VFW credit card, also without permission. There are a total of 44 charges against him. And a woman with ties to Eastern Kentucky was nominated to be the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Glasgow native Kelly Knight Craft was nominated. Craft is already the ambassador to Canada and is married to Hazard native Joe Craft, the head of Alliance Resource Partners. Craft would replace former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who stepped down at the end of 2018. And Laurel County deputies arrested Ashley Mullins along Kentucky 490 in the East Bernstadt area after pulling her over for having expired plates. They say her speech was slurred and Mullins had bloodshot eyes. Deputies found the drug-laced snacks while searching the pickup she was driving. And this arrest comes on the heels of a large amount of complaints in the area. Deputies say they increased patrol nearby, and in the meantime, people who live there are keeping an eye out. Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the basketball wardrobe malfunction is raising eyebrows and the discussion about corporate sponsorships in college athletics. And later in sports, we recap some of the district championship action from across the mountains from last night.
The rain continues and so does the flooding threat. I'll have everything you need to know with the forecast coming up next.